Hi, I'm Mariah Merriam. I've been volunteering with Chelsea's Hope for about 3 years now, and I'm the founder of the Sibling Support Group. So, a little bit more about me. I graduated in 2022 from Arizona State University with a degree in biomedical sciences, and I am currently working in clinical research at UT Southwestern, and I'm volunteering for Dr. Banassian's lab as I apply to medical school. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. And then before I get into kind of what the sibling group will entail, I want to tell you a story. So when I was 15 years old, it was Halloween time, and my friends invited me to a Halloween party that a DJ was throwing that they knew. And I invited my sister, of course, because my sister and I were, thick as thieves growing up, super close. And anytime that I would hang out with my friends, I'd always just invite my sister because I considered her one of my best friends, and she just made everything better. And so it was just the natural thing to do, is to invite her. And Halloween is our favorite holiday, so it was a big deal. And so she was diagnosed with epilepsy at the time. We did not know that she had Lafora disease. And so I kind of realized after I invited her that it could be a potentially dangerous situation for her. My natural instinct was to invite her, of course, and that's what I did. But I realized afterwards, kind of with her health where it was at the time, her major trigger was flashing lights. And so I went to my mom and I brought my concerns to her, and my mom was like, your sister still needs to live, and I think she should still go. I'll talk to her about how to stay safe. And so I was like, okay. And so we planned out everything for the night. We made our costumes. I went as an alien that year, and I matched with some of my friends. And my sister went as Harley Quinn, who's one of her favorite superhero, supervillain characters. And so we all went trick-or-treating that night. Everything was going great. And then we went to the location of the party, which was at a local farm called Schnepp Farms in a big barn area. And so when we got to the party, I kind of scoped things out first before my sister went in. It was, a full DJ setup with, flashing lights and lasers. And I knew right away that it was not going to be safe for her. And so I told her, like, hey, I don't think this is safe. I'm not sure if this is a good idea. Like, I think that this could cause a seizure. And my sister understood, and she found a friend that she knew hanging out outside of the kind of party. And she was like, I'm just going to hang out with her. And so I kind of breathed a sigh of relief because I was like, my sister has a friend. I don't have to worry as much, and I can still go in and have fun with my friends. And so that's what we did. My sister stayed out there, and then me and my friends went inside and we danced and we had fun. She knew the DJ, so we pulled us up on stage. It was a lot of fun. And then a couple of hours later, my sister comes into the barn, and, I'm getting concerned because obviously there's a lot of visual stimulation happening with the DJ stand. And I told her, I still don't think this is safe. And she was like, my friend left. I want to be in here. And, it was kind of a hard place to be in because my sister, she's very stubborn. And when she makes her mind up about something, she's not going to change her mind. So I was like, okay, that's that. And so I just focused on kind of keeping my eye on her and staying close to her, but also still trying to have fun with my friends. And so we were all dancing. It was all music that we all knew at the time. And I was having a lot of fun still. And then I remember the beat dropping to, I don't remember what the song was, but I closed my eyes and was dancing. And then I got a tap on my shoulder, and it was my friend. And she, showed me that my sister was having a seizure on the ground behind us. And so I immediately sprung into action. I put my sister's head on my legs to protect it, and my friends kind of formed a little bit of a circle around us to protect us from the crowd. And there's about 200 or 300 people there, and they all surrounded us and were yelling advice. And, I had to kind of say, I know that she has epilepsy. I know how to handle seizures. I've got it from here. I had my friend call 911. My other friend called my mom. The lights came on, the DJ stopped, they kicked everybody out of the barn. My sister kept having seizures for a while, and then the paramedics arrived, and then they had to get a couch from one of the houses on the farm, from the owner, and they used it kind of as a stretcher to carry my sister from the barn to the house. And once we got to the house, my mom met us there. And it wasn't until my mom got there that I kind of let the reality of what happened sink in. And I remember my friend hugging me, and I just broke down crying. I was just completely devastated. And my sister ended up going to the hospital. She had a skull fracture because the flooring that she fell on was cement, and she had a really severe concussion from that. And she also was in the hospital for about 2 to 3 months afterwards and experienced a pretty sharp decline in her cognition that was very noticeable from that event. And I remember at the time feeling so guilty, thinking it was my fault, and wishing that I'd watched her better, wishing that I'd never invited her in the first place. But I was so torn in my heart because I wanted to just be normal sisters and be able to invite my sister to things and like we used to and have fun like we used to. And I wish that I could be a normal teenager and not have to worry about what's going on with my sister and not have to have something that big and traumatic in front of all my peers happen. And on top of that, something that really devastated my sister's health. It's something that I've grappled with for a very long time. I still struggle with some guilt over it, and I'm working on that. But I guess my point in sharing this story is just that it really captures what it's like to be a sibling of someone with Lafora disease, and kind of that childhood and innocence that's kind of lost as you're growing up with someone with a rare and fatal illness. You have this instinct as a sibling to protect them, and then also you have that sibling aspect where you love them no matter what, but you also fight with them like a sibling, and you want to treat them like you always did, but then you also want to kind of baby them and protect them and do whatever you can to not upset them at the same time. There's a lot of really conflicting emotions that come with being a sibling of someone with Lafora disease. And I remember when my parents told me of my sister's diagnosis in 2017, I was a junior in high school. I remember just pushing down how I was feeling so that I didn't add to the burden that my parents were already handling. And I kind of used that motto throughout the next kind of 5 years. I really just kept it all in so that it didn't bother them. And I helped them go through what they were going through emotionally while kind of neglecting what I was needing and the resources that I needed to process what I was going through at the time. And so that's why I founded the Sibling Support Group with Chelsea's Hope. And the goal of this group is to provide resources to siblings who are going through grief, anger, all of the different emotions that come with being a sibling of someone with a rare and fatal illness, especially Lafora disease being as unique as it is. And so essentially this group will have two parts to it. So we will have a sibling support group chat that will be on an international messaging platform, so it can auto-translate messages, and everyone's going to be able to join that no matter what country you're from. And we're going to go over bi-weekly topics just about grief and sharing experiences and allowing people to vent or whatever that they need at that time. And then the other part of the group will be either monthly or bi-monthly meetings over Zoom. And in those Zoom calls, we'll kind of reflect on what was said in the group chat, as well as follow a anticipatory grief journal that has helped me in my own grief journey. And so I'm really hoping that this group will help a lot of people. And I know that it can be very intimidating to seek out mental health resources and to admit that you're hurting, especially as a sibling of someone with a rare disease. I completely understand it. And in order to kind of help with that intimidation and kind of bridge that gap, I would want to meet with every person who joins the group personally, just to kind of break the ice, get to know you as a person. You can get to know me. And then that way, when we meet in that bigger Zoom group, it's a little bit less intimidating for everybody. And so please fill out the interest form on the Chelsea's Hope website, and I look forward to meeting you all. Thanks.